people are going to exploit this. The teams are going to exploit it. Big changes to the Monaco Grand Prix, day one of preseason testing, all that and more on Formula 454. It's confirmed the Monaco Grand Prix will have 2 mandatory pit stops during the race. They say, in an attempt to inject some jeopardy into a glamorous race where overtaking is almost impossible, someone from the FIA says, with the primary intent of improving the sporting spectacle of this race given the notable difficulty in overtaking at this circuit. It's a gimmick. That's all it is. It's a gimmick. And I don't like gimmicks. NASCAR has been doing gimmicks for years, and look how that's done for them. The ratings are down, and the racing is pretty much unwatchable. So F1 or the FIA is going to try to do that with Monaco for obvious reasons. Obviously, Monaco has always been terrible for overtaking, but last year it was particularly bad. We had an opening lap or whatever crash. Charles Leclerc pits under red flag conditions. He changes his tires like he's allowed to. That's a whole other conversation. And he goes out, doesn't have to change the tires again. He drives 50% of the car's capabilities, and he goes on to win the race. It was horrible. It was probably the worst race I've ever seen in any motorsport. And the FIA and Formula 1 should take it as an embarrassment, because it was. So, they introduced this to shake things up, and I get it. It's not going to increase any of the overtaking on track. It probably will change the results of the race a little bit here and there. And, maybe it's some sort of action we can look at. But people are going to exploit this. The teams are going to exploit it. Say, for example, if I'm starting at the back of the grid, well, I'm going to do a first lap pit stop, get one of them out of the way, right? And then because everybody drives so slowly, I catch up to the back of the pack immediately, and now I have a full pit stop in hand that everybody else still has to do. Wow, that's exciting. So, I don't know. Obviously, people are going to say the cars need to be smaller. Yes, that is true. It would be nice if we could get the cars at least 100 kilograms lighter. At least a meter shorter and obviously narrower, and maybe there's a chance that these cars can get side by side in an attempt to take a pass. But 2009 and earlier, we had smaller cars, 600 kilograms, much shorter, and the racing still sucked. So, as far as I'm concerned, there's really only one solution to the Monaco Grand Prix. Preseason testing has gotten underway. Day one at Bahrain. And Lando Norris leads with a 1:30.430. Do the times mean anything? No, they don't. But it's still really nice to see cars on track. I saw a few, rusty drivers out there, and no big mistakes, no big crashes, which is great. The only thing I would say is worth noting when it comes to the times is both Haas's are at the back of the time sheet. And significantly off the pace. 133.6 for Ocon and 135.5 for Behrman. That's a ways off. Now, sure, who knows what that means? They could just be sandbagging, or they're just doing some checks or whatnot. And on day 3, they could end up setting the fastest time. Who knows? But as of day 1, that is something that I'm going to keep an eye on. During testing, the Mercedes front wing was flexing excessively. You can see right here at low speeds, the upper element compared to at high speeds. You can see it's laid back quite a bit. Who cares? It's testing. They can do whatever they want. There's no legal restriction to it. But if we look at the rules, it says that the new rule change for 2025 is the maximum deflection for the front wings is reduced from 15 millimeters to 10 millimeters. And the method of measuring of the front wing is also changed. However, that only applies from Spain onwards. So for the first 8 races of the season, the teams can run these flexi wings like they were running last year. So as far as I'm concerned, no big deal. Mercedes grid trolley still has Hamilton's number 44 on it. I imagine when they pulled it out and lifted this little cover, the flap on that, and they see the 44, it's like, oh shit. We got to take care of that, so they quickly remove it. But, I imagine that card has been with them for years now. So it's a bit humorous, but there's really nothing more to make out of it. But anyways, we're going to have some more videos for testing. We're going to look at the cars a little bit more now that the official cars have been released. So make sure you subscribe and stay tuned for that. Hit the like button. Leave a comment. I love the comments. And as always, thanks for watching.